Please welcome. Oh, I said please welcome. Wait, what do I say?
Please welcome.
Please welcome to the stage, Sunil Patel. I started talking. It didn't make any sense.
Very nice to be here.
Let's start again.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Just to clarify,
Yes.
when do I? Not because I want to, but when do I talk?
We'll introduce you at the beginning.
So do I just?
Nice
So I just look interested up until that point?
We're literally going to introduce you as well. So
Just pretend that you're listening.
It'll be like
I was actually.
You're in the frame of the shot, so you're
Yes,
always.
you are.
I
in
was
it
listening,
already.
but I know, but I thought I was in the frame shot, and I didn't want it to look like I was bored.
Please welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. It's the podcast you've all been waiting for. It's Richard Todd this episode on the podcast with me, Sunil Patel, Harriet KEMSLEY, and Richard Todd over there.
There he is. Welcome
If
to
you're
Why is Harriet
listening,
Crying?
If you're just listening and not seeing it, he's over there.
You should have offered more detail there. Like he's just waved.
He's to my left.
Because saying over there doesn't mean anything to them.
We've had to
Didn't make
shift him
sense.
around because
He's deaf, got a
he's
deaf
got one
ear.
deaf ear. How'd you get that deaf ear?
Well, I think it's because my mum used to like cleaning them with cotton buds.
Oh, well,
That's true. And she used to grab my head and put the cotton buds in, and I'd squirm and then scream like, ah! And then she'd say, "Well, it will hurt if you keep moving, Richard."
What was she trying to do?
The thing with my mum is she's lovely, because that makes her sound like she's not lovely. She wouldn't hurt.
She just wanted to have clean ears.
She
I
did.
get it.
I think she just liked hygiene.
But so she burst the eardrum, maybe.
The eardrum was burst. We don't know. It's not confirmed.
We
that
can't
my mum
say for
burst it.
sure or not.
No one
I
knows.
shouldn't have started with that because it seems to be.
Yeah, no,
casting
you mean.
aspersions.
Well, I forgot to
No.
say who you are.
Yes, well,
We're-
I
we're-
think that's given all the information we need. Personally, I think that really
Richard Todd
sums
with his-
Richard up. Yeah.
An ambassador for men who've lost their hearing.
Yes.
With, earbuds.
Thank-
The
Famously,
thing
yeah.
is, there is comedians who are ambassadors for deaf.
Oh yeah, Ishan is, isn't he?
Yeah.
yeah.
But I find that strange because he's not actually deaf.
He's got a aid.
Yeah, I know, but you couldn't. You've got glasses, but you couldn't be an ambassador for people who are blind.
You're absolutely right.
You should.
I mean-
You should.
I don't know how to represent them.
I don't know what the
really.
complaining's
Like-
about. You just put glasses on. It's fine.
Yeah, no, there are. Yeah, don't be. You could be an ambassador for.
I don't think anyone wants me as an ambassador for anything.
I think you should have less hair. If you can't hear out of your ear, you should have less hair on it because
Yeah,
then
you're
you'll be
like
able to
one
hear
of those
more.
dogs.
I've actually got hair
overgrown.
in my ear.
You should get rid of that as well.
That might be the problem.
It's too hairy. It can't get through. Would you put a hearing aid in?
I really wouldn't want to.
It's
Why?
vanity, though. It's
Well,
vanity.
yeah,
but
it is
your hair
funny 'cause
covers
it's-
everything.
Yeah.
It's quite strange because glasses have become like a fashion thing.
Wow, that was a real expression at
Sunil,
you.
why
That
did
was
you
a
take
real.
glasses off as soon as I
I've
said
got an
that?
eyelash.
He doesn't want to be part of fashion. He's different.
He's count.
MC Hammer started that, didn't he? Wearing
What?
glasses without actual prescription lenses in them.
I find that so annoying.
It just really makes me want to poke people in the eye.
No,
If
but
there
yeah,
isn't
were,
glass,
there
it
was
makes
just
me want
glass
to
there.
poke them.
There was glass there, but
Oh,
it
but
wasn't
you can see-
prescription
yeah.
lenses. Yeah.
But I just think I met
we
our friend Gary.
I was just thinking about Gary because he wears glasses. that have
No,
just
yeah,
got
and I
glass
saw
in
him,
them.
and he said, "Are you?" He's quite an audacious dresser,
Yeah.
and he said he had glasses on. And I said, "I didn't know you wear glasses." And he went, "Oh, I don't. There's no lenses in." And
Yeah.
I like you, Harry. I just thought I just want to poke your eyes out now.
No, but she would have poked the eye.
I
if she'd seen
I
that.
wouldn't have been able to stop because I
She
just
would've just
want to.
poked it.
It just makes me want to poke.
Yeah, 'cause it's a target.
I
You're giving
find
it
it a
a
weird
target.
Yeah.
thing because you see, this is the thing. This is why it's cool to wear glasses, and you wouldn't, because no one would walk around with a hearing aid, and someone would say, "Are you deaf?" And you'd say, "No, I just like wearing them."
Yeah.
Because they don't
That
look
is
cool.
true.
But hearing aids are made to be hidden and invisible, whereas glasses are
Not
pretty
all
much
of
the
them.
first
They
thing
used
you
to
notice
be
about someone's face.
trumpets, didn't they?
They used to be
You
trumpets.
should bring that back. Like it'd be like a great
That
aunt
reminds-
kind of thing where
Didn't
they
we
put a
do that,
trumpet in their ear.
Richard's a comedian, by the way.
If you know, I was
But
confused.
didn't you do a flyer when we did like a show in
Yeah, I
Edinburgh?
did.
Oh yeah.
You did a flyer with an ear trumpet on it.
No, his head was entirely
His head wasn't.
made-
it
His
was.
head
entirely
was
made
a
of
trumpet.
trumpets.
Yes.
And honestly, walk-up sales were pretty low on that show.
It was on a double-decker bus, mate.
It was on a double-decker
People
bus,
didn't
and it
like
was
it.
free.
At 12 o'clock.
Yeah, 12 o'clock on a
And
bus.
rarely, and we come over.
During
we
the
were,
Olympics.
True.
During the 2012 Olympics. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
you couldn't compete with that.
Were you there as well?
What with the?
Yeah, I was there as well.
Were you?
Doing a different show.
She's doing a different show. She
I
wasn't
was doing a different
the bus
show.
show.
No, and then I did a show with Richard, and every time
that was-
I'd ask people for money as before they left, and then they'd get to the door, and Richard would tell them to put the money back.
Why, Richard?
Reverse psychology.
Give them the money back.
At
And they'd be like,
Todd,
we
one of
need that money to live.
Possibly the least bright business mind in comedy.
I'd planned to put a third person with another bucket just outside the building saying, put some money in. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's what Mark Silcox does that, doesn't he? If anyone gives him money at the end of his show, he refuses to. He gives it back.
I like that. If someone went,
I
why are
know.
you doing
Yeah,
that?
but
Like,
Mark-
that would be
Mark's not doing it for a living.
No, true.
He's an IT
Whereas
consultant.
we were attempting to be professional at it. And
Well, two of us, one of us succeeded, one of us came close, and one of us failed miserably. I wonder which one is. I don't think it's hard to put them in order. Yeah. All right. I'm obviously the last one. Well, you could put it differently. One of us preserved their artistic integrity.
yes,
I
one of us
see.
One of
didn't
them
give in.
totally sold
One
out.
of us.
So
yeah,
one of us
sold out.
Okay,
One of
well,
us
yeah,
sold
we don't
out.
need to-
One of us never had any integrity to sell.
That's you just
No, that's
waved.
you as well.
You just waved. No, it's you.
She does have integrity.
I didn't know
I
we
have
were.
integrity, thank
I didn't
you.
know we were ever aiming for artistic integrity.
I was.
Were you?
Yeah, that's
It
why I
wasn't
don't
clear.
put-
You should have made it
It
clearer.
wasn't clear at all.
No.
I know it's because of my voice.
Will
and my
willfully.
face
and the things you say.
and the words. but deep in my mind,
Oh, you're an artist.
it's my lack of promotion that's like
And you-
self-promotion.
And you do drawings as well, so you are an artist.
You're literally an artist.
An actual
yeah,
artist
yeah.
if you do drawings.
And I've actually got a history of like, I mean, I'm on my work, well, not my work, someone else's work, but I helped colour it in, is on platforms and walls around Glasgow.
Oh, really? Who's
What
that?
children?
The mural painter, Alistair.
Oh
Gray.
yeah.
Oh, he died recently, didn't he?
Yeah.
Why is that funny? Why is
I
that?
don't know. I felt like Sunil was going to follow up with another question.
No, I can't remember when he was. How recent was it?
It was the year just earlier this year.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
right.
sorry.
No,
was
it
he
quite
was he
sad.
your mentor or your?
No, well, I not really, but I think
You worked as his assistant.
for 10 years I was like his apprentice.
Were you?
Yeah.
By
10 years
definition,
as
he was your
apprentice.
mentor. If he's your,
Oh,
if
if
you're
he's
his
offering
apprentice,
guidelines.
you're the
and- Yeah, but I don't think mentors often work. I just like the homeless people I work with.
Yeah.
I do many things. The
for money.
Man with many
a
hats.
lot of them have mentors.
Yeah.
It does not work well.
Mentors. In what sense? What do they mentor them in?
Not
being
coming
homeless.
off drugs and things.
Oh, right. Okay, so like AA sponsors and stuff.
Yes.
And that doesn't work.
Well, one of them's quite sweet, and she says she's been reading a lot of Dan Brown novels, but her mentors told her to remember it's all lies. So whenever she's telling me or her friends about Dan Brown, she says, I just have to remember, though, when I get carried away, it's all lies. And I tell them, don't listen to what I'm saying, it's all lies. She's lovely.
What an interesting thing to tell yourself throughout reading a novel.
Or throughout talking to someone,
Oh, right,
everything
okay,
I
yeah.
say is all lies. But I like her. She's very nice. She's the one who, when coronavirus started
Kicked off.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
season started.
in
Yeah.
March, before everything shut down and everyone was like, "What's going to happen?" She said to me, a few people in the place I work were getting a bit testy and anxious. Because I work with a lot of people with mental health, vulnerable people. And she said, Richard, the people are getting uneasy, so we need to think of a different word that we can, instead of coronavirus, to talk to as a code word.
Yeah.
And she said, what can we use? And I said, what do you recommend? And she said, bagel. And then she came up to me and said, Richard, so a lot of people are getting a little bit upset about Corona bagel. But,
Yeah, do watch out for Corona Bagel.
Really good substitutes there.
I did think afterwards, like, you kept in the key word. Yeah, and I thought also, because we also serve a lot of bagels at breakfast and things, and I thought, anything, this is just creating a new worry in the room if anyone hears that the bagels are potentially...
You don't want to lose confidence in bagels above all else.
But anyway, she was really nice. Nice lady. Nice lady. She gave me a present because she said I was inspiring. It was the present was quite funny. It had I kept the packaging more than I wanted to keep the present, because the packaging had, like, she'd written this really lovely message on it. But inside she'd given me PJ Duncan's autobiography, Ant and Dex.
PJ and Duncan.
Yeah, Ant and Dex autobiography.
Have they written it in the voice of PJ and Duncan?
Because she says I'm from Newcastle.
Have they got a joint autobiography?
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
When did they release that?
I
thought they fell out.
That's their brand.
No, they're best friends.
Are
They
they
love
actually?
each other.
They don't live together or anything, do they?
I think they live very close to each other.
Didn't one of them
actually.
get done for drink driving?
Yep.
Yeah.
But he was addicted to he was addicted to painkillers.
Was he?
Oh.
That is the opiate. That's an opiate.
That is the opiate.
That is the opiate of rich men, isn't it?
Yeah.
Painkillers.
Yeah.
Why have you all so much
Rich
pain?
people, actually, obviously, opiates are a huge problem in like America amongst a lot of poor people as well. But usually, it's people like Chandler from Friends. He was on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of like famous people get addicted to painkillers for some reason.
Have you in pain?
Well, it feels nice.
Beforehand?
I imagine.
But it feels nice. No.
Have
it
you?
Feels nice.
Have you been in pain?
Well, it's like
I've
heroin,
taken a
isn't it?
few too many paracetamol, but
That's
like
not the same thing. That's
That
taking
is
opium.
not
three
the same
sometimes you
thing.
shouldn't take
I've
that
taken
many.
opium.
Have you?
Yeah.
When?
I smoked some opium in a sort of hill.
You can't be in a hill.
In a
Either
hillside settlement in Thailand.
You went in it like some kind of
No,
weird
in
mystic.
a hill settlement.
Why were you there?
Ah,
I was wandering.
was this a?
I was finding myself.
Did you find yourself?
I'd
I'd hate to think you had found yourself, and this was the result. I think you are totally a person who is yet to find themselves.
I think I found myself.
I found myself, but I'm sure this is it. But I really wish I hadn't. Yeah.
What does it mean by finding yourself? What do people mean?
You're
by
comfortable with yourself. You know who
Yes.
you are. You know what your morals are. You know what you want.
I think that's totally Harriet's
Nobody-
business model.
But nobody knows what they want. No one ever knows.
Well, you do if you find yourself. So you don't know. You haven't found yourself
Oh,
yet.
as in like you sort of like
Better hurry up.
Get rid of the ego and the mind.
No.
No, you just don't. All the things you question as a kid, like your appearance and that, you accept.
Yeah, that's the ego and stuff you get rid of.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
right?
Is that right?
I don't
You
know.
stop thinking about what other people think.
Yeah.
Or
You got to
about
stop.
you.
You got to let it go.
You've
Yeah,
got
You
that's
gotta let it go.
Yeah, stop thinking about what other people think.
What
yeah.
was opium like?
It's pretty boring, really.
Oh, really?
Was anyone with you?
Yeah.
Who?
A few of my friends and a few other people on the walking tour.
Oh no! It's like, you're totally gentrified it by the end.
What? No,
I
it's
thought
just
it was
like
10, said you were out in the
It was
hilltops
10
Yes.
wild adventurers and a couple of
That had paid 150
Thai
quid each for a
guides.
guide. Yeah.
yeah, it was quite nice actually.
Did it open your
It
mind?
was such
to
a long time ago. It wasn't hallucinogenic or anything.
How old were you?
21.
You raised your eyebrows at me as if I might know the answer to that.
I think I found the photos of it actually the other day. I think I'll pop them out later.
Yeah, lovely.
But why are you
Nice.
going to pop them out?
I'm gonna pop them out onto your laps.
Before Instagram, how things were done.
I found an old roll of film the other day. I need to find out what's on that. Find
Wow.
somewhere to process it.
Who did it belong to?
I don't know. It was in my.
Was it delivered in a brown envelope through your door?
It was in my childhood bedroom. So I need to find. It was like, I probably took it on holiday at some point.
Oh.
In your old childhood bedroom?
Like I went back to Bath the other week, and it was in my bedroom there.
Oh,
One of the drawers.
why is your bedroom just as it was?
No, but there's like
A
chest-
relic.
Yeah, it's actually been completely.
His mum does tours. Want to see that guy off the Nationwide ad? This
Picture
is
of
very.
Peter Shilton above it. No, but there's a chest of drawers which has all my old shit in it from the years, just trinkets and that.
I've got a whole garage full of mine. Guess one of us was more prolific.
Yeah, but yours has moved into the garage. So it's how well
What have you got?
respected you are in your household.
What have you got in your garage? You got all your
Well,
old...
I got a statue of Jesus. Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Little tiny gargoyles, things like that. Teddy bear. My dad's teddy bear.
This is all your stuff from when you were a
All
kid.
your crap's just filling up their garage.
It's actually stuff from when I was an adult, which makes it sound
Your
worse.
adult teddy bear.
It's my dad's teddy bear. I don't know what I was going to do with it. When I used to
How big is it?
when
You
I was
don't
a
do
sculptor,
anything with
I
it.
collected all these things when I was a sculptor
Why?
because I used sculptures made from found objects.
Can you sculpt something out of marble?
It's not
I
really,
mean,
you're not really a sculptor if you're just sticking objects together.
yes, it's a form of sculpting.
I don't think it is.
It is. I mean, it's
No.
probably not really. It's assemblage.
Can you?
I'm an assemblager.
You're an assemblager. Wow.
The last thing I assembled was a wardrobe for Marnie during lockdown.
They're
for my
very
Wow,
difficult
you
to
are
put
a
together.
sculptor.
Wow.
A
Yeah.
real artist.
I signed it afterwards.
Wardrobes are really hard to put. They're very big.
Yes,
very
exactly,
unwieldy,
Harriet.
And they do need two people. You should have done it on your own.
Well, they need
If
two.
you have the professional
I'm
expertise of
trained.
Richard, you.
I'm a bit well, now that we might be going into another lockdown. Marnie's my girlfriend. Said, I'm just going to run out and buy because I think we should buy some tins of paint.
Yeah.
Because I know why. Because she wants me to paint. She wants me to paint the house during lockdown because she uses lockdown to get me to do chores.
Yeah, absolutely.
She
I agree with her.
She wants me to plumb in a dishwasher.
I don't think she knows
She
your
says
skills,
it like I'm lazy when I say I'm not sure
You
about
shouldn't
that.
plumb in a dishwasher. You should
She wants
get
me
a
to
chap in to
take
do
out
that.
part of her kitchen and plumb in a dishwasher. But some things I think, all right, I can. That's like an everyman job. But some things you think that's not plumbing.
Does
That's
she
a
ever?
plumbing job.
Does she ever listen to podcasts?
She does good ones.
Will she listen to this?
This
one
is
because
a
you're
good
on
one.
it?
I give it 5 stars.
Will she listen to it because you're on it?
Yeah, but she will offer some serious feedback.
To you? Or
And I
us?
don't mean just squalling. White noise.
What other podcasts have you been on?
Me and Ross did one, but
This is one you refused to release.
I didn't want to release it because
Your artistic integrity.
Integrity, yeah.
no, actually, because I didn't think it was edited well enough, and I actually just got really worried about. I got a bit paranoid, like everyone, about whether I've said inappropriate things in the past, or whether I did an impression of an Italian. I did an impression of an Italian man.
Let's not talk about that.
No, but
Was that your only ever casting? For
yeah,
anything?
that my Italian.
So
yeah,
because
because Ross was asked
2014, Richard had a casting.
as an Italian taxi driver.
I thought it was Italian waiter.
No, the thing
Because
was
you did the whole thing with the big pepper grinder, which was a bit racist.
The thing was, I couldn't. I got the script the night before, and I'm not an actor, but my agent at the time had said, all they want is a really big, broad, silly Italian. And I thought, right, I can't learn these lines.
Never done
and
accents.
and the Italian accent isn't working. So I will just reduce it to like a big, broad. And the thing I found the easiest to do to help me learn the accent was so I just kept saying, why are you disrespecting your mama? Why are you disrespecting your mama? But then I got into the audition, and that was the only line I had. Why are you disrespecting your mama? Because I thought they just want something like I was thinking of a TV show, Low.
Yeah.
And
But the more
then the guy said, he said, you know what we want, don't we? And I went in pretty much looking like this, and everyone else was just like, if you think I was stereotyping there, everyone else was just in a black leather jacket with black slicked hair and tight denim tread jeans on. And I was running and looking like this because I ran straight from working with the homeless.
Oh yeah, you're working
Get that in, yes.
And he said, "You know what we're after, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, just a big, silly, over-the-top Italian man."
Yeah.
And he said, "No, that is exactly not what we're after." And he said, "Can we see what you've got?" And I said, "Yeah." Why disrespect your mama? And then he said,
Wait, are they the lines, or you just were saying that?
No, that was the only thing I'd learned, because I thought I was learning them at the time, and I decided that I was just panicking, and then thought I'll just sound big and over the top, and maybe still say, I had this image of saying, we thought we knew what we needed, but we didn't until now, and then it's you've got the part. But he didn't. What he said was, that's not what we want. Have you actually learned the script? And I said, no. And he said, do you want me to pass it to you? And you try it out. And I did. And then as I was reading, I just kept thinking, that's Polish, that's Scottish. That's because my accent, I'm the man, I can do so many accents.
The thing is, you did it, you said it to me so many times, like, why you hurt your mama.
It's why you disrespect your mama. I'm not saying why you hurt your mama.
But why you disrespect your... The more you said it, the more Chinese it sounded, and the more racist it felt.
Well,
but he's not trying to be Chinese. He's trying
no,
to
I know
be
that's the
Italian.
problem. The problem is, like, the more you do
anyway,
something...
the point being, that's why the podcast didn't get released.
But you've just told that story again.
Well, cancel the podcast.
You didn't release the podcast because
I'm not going down for this. On your head, be it.
Cancel Richard Todd.
The second podcast he ever does, he says the same
nonsense.
story. He can't stop himself.
You lured me in. You're trying to luckily, there's nothing left in my career to destroy, so that's why I can tell the stories. I'm like one of them. Was it Jamie Foxx when he was like, "Oh, I've said it now," and then eventually just said, "Right, I'll just go with it."
No, who's that?
He was the actor who was being critical of the film 1917 because he was
Lawrence
criticised.
Fox, not Jamie Foxx.
Lawrence
Very
Fox.
different people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's totally different man. But yeah.
Wait, why did you have a pepper grinder if you were a taxi driver?
No, I think I added that. I threw that.
Well, in fairness,
because he thought that all Italian taxi drivers put pepper on your pizza. That's why. That's how stereotypical it was.
It's hard to know. Anyway, the person who got it was for the film Spy.
Was it? I watched that again the other night. It's actually really funny.
I was meant to be the Peter. What's the surname? Sarah.
You weren't meant to be.
Peter
You were never
Serafinowicz.
you were never meant to be fair.
But an accident.
Of course, I was meant to play the part of the Peter Serafinowicz got.
I couldn't do the accent or learn the lines or play the character.
And they said you've done it wrong, but I thought it was
You
my
know
part
what?
to take.
My instinct was the complete opposite of what they wanted.
I haven't seen the film, but if I ever watch it and Peter says, can't pronounce it. If Peter says, "Why are you disrespecting your mama?" I'll be so furious.
I'm gonna have to.
Because
watch it again.
I'm gonna have to watch it now,
It's
yeah.
actually a very good
sometimes
film.
they just use fresh young acts like me to pluck ideas from.
Fucking hell. What did you do for your 40th?
Oh,
we do
I
something
remember.
funny?
No, I remember he had a bad back and he had to lie down all
Oh
day.
no!
I did have a bad. I'd slipped a disc.
I remember that. Fucking hell, yeah, yeah.
The funniest thing about when I first slipped a disc was, and the thing that made me feel like it was some kind of karma was on the morning I'd been doing a silly impression of the Elephant Man.
No, keep going. Tell them what you did for your 40th birthday.
Pretty
You did a
current
silly
impression.
Another
Really
offensive
modern
impression
Yeah.
of a disabled man. What is a disabled man?
It wasn't actually. I don't know. Anyway, but as I was hoovering the flat later that day, I slipped a disc in my back. The thing that made it funny to me was I fell over in the doorway between the kitchen and the living room. It just tickled me because part of my body was screaming. Was in the obviously the image doesn't carry very well. But it just amuses me that I was straddling two rooms. It made because
this is your Henry Hoover bit.
No, it's not. It's because
that's another time you fell.
And then you were on the floor. And
then my girlfriend at the time came in because she heard me screaming.
Yeah.
Burst out laughing and then ran back to the bedroom, got her camera and started photographing me. This is the modern world. And the worst bit, it's quite a funny time, horrible funny. I couldn't help laughing all the time, but the thing was, whenever I laughed, like I couldn't stand up. It got to a point where, for the first, all right, Sunil. I've never seen.
Don't reference that.
I've never seen the top horse do that.
It wasn't. That's not a bored yawn. That was a genuine. Yeah, that was something not.
Just a genuine yawn.
That was a genuine yawn.
But anyway, like, so I didn't know. I kept the only way to stop the pain was to throw myself on the ground, and at one point I literally couldn't stand, but I kept trying to stand up, and at one point I stood up. My girlfriend helped me stand up. And I was holding a chair, but then there was a twinge in my back, and the pain was so much that I farted, and the fart made me laugh, and the laugh made another twinge of pain, and then the pain made me fart, and I got trapped in a perpetual loop of laughing, farting, and screaming, which.
That's not even the only story that I know about you falling and farting as
no.
well.
But at least that one involves tears, so it is somewhat on theme.
But tell the story of when you were sitting in Edinburgh.
Yeah, but this is a story. He's had to watch me tell this story on stage so many times.
I've
Even
cried
when I went to
this
see
story.
his Edinburgh show,
5 years after it happened,
finished the show by
pointing him out,
pointing me out in the audience and telling the story.
To be fair, I did give him and his girlfriend free tickets, so I was allowed to. This was we were living together in Edinburgh.
That was the year when we did the show together, so what year?
Yeah, 2013.
Yeah.
And Richard was pottering around the kitchen. I was at the kitchen table. He was just wandering around in these tiny little shorts, like a pair of little Umbros that cut off just underneath the balls, basically. And I think I don't know whether you like showing off.
You have quite a manic energy, so he moves a
he
lot
has
in
a
the
very
room.
manic
He
energy,
bounces
and he's
from
like
wall to wall.
And I think he ran across the room to go to the door because the doorbell had rung or something. But he tripped over a laptop cable, banged into the wall, slid down it, and then did a little fart. And it was one of the most wonderful things I've ever seen. But he does fart. He does have uncontrolled farting.
That is a total lie. Both of those farts were to do with pain.
Yeah.
This is a new topic. We haven't discovered people that in pain.
The thing is, I've told that story so much, it's been broken down into bits. But now I've put it all together in my head, and that image, it's very funny.
Me and Kate, when we heard it, we both cried, from laughing so much. It's brought a lot of people a lot of joy.
If you imagine that at speed, running into a wall, shocking himself that he's tripped over something, running into a wall, being still surprised, hitting the floor, and then farting out of fear, then that is quite funny.
That was not
out of shock. Farting out of shock. He farted out of shock.
It was fear. It was fear.
I think it's just because my body, my person is innately funny. At the time, my mouth was so tight against the wall, I couldn't actually say something. So my bottom said, "I'll handle this. Don't worry."
I think if someone else, if there was someone else who did those same actions, it would have been quite horrifying. But with him, it's quite funny. Like if you'd done it, it would just be like, no, that'd be quite funny. It'd be funny if you fell over and farted. But if if it's someone like
I think
serious,
it's like Richard's
then you don't really-
body like turns against him. It's like even at your most like vulnerable moment, your body is still like, this isn't the most humiliating thing.
What's next? What else is on the menu?
You think you're down? We're gonna fuck with you more.
That could be true. The yes, I find my like. I think we're getting to cry. Do you introduce crying?
Well, we don't have to. We just
No,
kind of
I can
more
always
ask
always about
you like,
crying.
are you quite emotional?
Well, when we get, I'm not, but
Well, we're doing it now.
I
We're doing it
wasn't-
right now, Richard. We do what we want, you know.
I was just going to. I'll tell you this because just in terms of my body, like kind of thinking, is this humiliating enough? Because there was this time in Glasgow, right? And I think that the way I walk is slightly strange because I slip
Yeah,
a lot.
agreed.
I'm very flat-footed or something, and I slide a lot on surfaces that no one else slips on.
Yeah.
Right?
It's your shoes. That's shoe related. You
no,
need
it's
to get
not.
shoes
It's
with
not.
tread.
Because I've had so many different shoes, and one time in my lifetime, I lived on a hill, and to get to my work, I had to ascend the hill, but it was really frosty outside, and the roads and pavement were totally iced over, and because of the way I walk, I couldn't go up the hill. I could only slide backwards down it, and I was trying to cross the road, and I just started sliding backwards down the hill. But everyone else was just walking past me. And I want
Such a great reason not to be able to get to work. I'm sorry. I keep sliding
Slid
down the
home.
hill.
Yeah. Did you fart?
I didn't have need that time.
But this isn't even. I remember. Do you remember when you got the hiccups so bad that you had to cancel all your gigs because you couldn't stop hiccuping?
I had the hiccups once that's the time I did cry actually. That was I got the hiccups had the hiccups for 4 days once. And
You go to sleep and wake up and you still have the
but I once this is in Glasgow.
You wouldn't hiccup while you were asleep.
I
You'd
had the
wake up
hiccups
and-
for four days, and by the end, that was when my girlfriend at the time, different one to the one who helped me, was caught in the
Thanks for
fart loop.
clarifying.
It's a different girlfriend to the one that caught him in a fart loop.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the point is, I can't remember what the start. What was
So you had hiccups for 4 days.
Oh yeah, and the thing is with hiccups is, it's quite hard to describe how upset you are
I remember
because
you were
everyone
exhausted.
keeps laughing at you.
Yeah.
And by the end, I was phoning. My girlfriend lived in Newcastle at the time, and I lived in Glasgow. And I was phoning her, crying on the phone, and she was just laughing and saying, "Stop being so stupid." But I'd hiccuped for 4 days. It was like it becomes painful and also sad
Yeah.
because every time you talk to someone, you go, "Ah,"
Oh god.
and then
It's very undermining.
So
Yeah, exactly.
How did you stop them? Was there something you did?
farted. I didn't. That's my body's way of saying, if you're not letting me out if you're not letting me be funny out that way, I'm coming out this way. No, I can't remember. Just grew up, I guess.
You just changed as a
I think you
person.
drank water backwards.
What?
I think
I did a
I
thing
told
where
you, I feel like I told you to do it and then you
Oh,
didn't.
Harry,
I think I cured
that was a
it.
different time. That was you cured it. You cured a far less severe bout of hiccups.
How long
You were
did he have
still
hiccups?
tired and you were cancelling gigs and you were having to say, I'm sorry, I can't come up with hiccups.
How many
You
days
can't-
did he had it for when you solved it, Harriet?
Not
2 days. 2
2
days.
Yeah, but
2
not 4
days.
days.
Yeah, but 2
Not
days
the-
is still a very long time
It's
to
a
have
really long
hiccups.
time.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with. What's it to do with your something?
I don't know. I've never
torso.
known anyone
Part
else
of your
that's had
internal things
it.
goes
No, I
the wrong
think
way
it's
around,
psychological.
and you have to puff them back out again. I
You've
think
got to just
I
drink
will.
water
I'm
back.
I thought there was
tempted to
no
say it's your
reason.
sarcophagus, but I think that's
I
something
thought there was
they
no reason for hiccups.
bury mummies in.
I
What?
thought there's
He's
no.
putting it on. You think he was faking it.
I think it's just something that your body does. No one knows why.
I don't think so. That doesn't
Why do
make...
people have hiccups?
Did you say how or why?
Why?
Good.
There's often no obvious reason, says the NHS.
Is
Oh,
that-
Wow, they didn't
The
even
Mayo
believe
Clinic.
in
The
Oh.
Mayo Clinic says anxiety, stress, and excitement.
you. Yeah, there we go. That is a perfect description of your personality. As
My-
a guy.
That is a description of Richard Todd. a ball of anxiety, stress, and excitement.
In some ways, the only time I'm totally complete is when I've got hiccups, because that's like my whole body and coming
It was
together.
your worst times and your happiest.
Because I am a lot of times anxious.
Do you get
excited.
emotional though?
No, I actually did get emotional quite recently. And I started crying whilst I was telling a story.
Oh,
I think it'll make you cry.
is it really sad?
I don't know. I think
my
that Sunil will be ambivalent to it.
Go on, Alex.
Well, that's what we want to do. We want to try and make
This
Sunil
isn't from
feel.
my childhood.
This
This is the most recent
Okay.
time I cried.
Okay.
Right, I was
in
listening.
your childhood. That was the last time you cried.
No,
This
is
is
not
like.
from my
this
you
is just
remembered your
recently.
childhood. Okay.
This is when the exam results were coming out, and all the kids were getting like there was that big complaint over the grades because they weren't going
Yes.
up there. Anyway, some people were getting grades that they felt were far beneath them.
Yeah.
Right, and this guy was driving home, right, he said he saw his son just sitting on a step on the side of a street crying, and he said to his son, "What's wrong? What's up?" And he said, "It's all gone wrong, Dad. I fucked it all up." And the thing was, him and his son is a single father, and they just lived in a council flat, and his dad had just worked, and they put everything towards his son's education because they'd planned for both their futures, that their son would get like a good job and be well educated. And his son was just crying on the street, and he said, "I was saying I fucked everything up for his dad," and his dad had to say, "You bloody idiot!" No, he didn't. But then his dad started crying on the radio, and when I was trying to tell the story, I started crying, and
That's it.
yeah.
How did he fuck it up,
It's a
though?
bore because the predicted results they gave him were so low he couldn't get the education he wanted.
Aw. So it is just genuinely a really sad story.
Yes.
But why did it bring back memories of your childhood?
No, it didn't.
Did you?
It didn't. It had nothing to do with his childhood, he said. No.
I said this has the opposite of what you
Oh,
said.
it's nothing. It's nothing to do with anything.
Well, when
It's
I
just a
got
sad
my
thing you
exam
heard.
results, no, my parents hadn't pinned their futures on me. They forgot that. They quit doing that
Our
well
whole future
early.
lies with this assembler of objects.
You're talking about a snivelling little wretch as a child. Anyway, there's three others. I've got two sisters and a brother, so they weren't going to pin the hopes.
No, I wouldn't put. I wouldn't pin my.
I don't think that's that sad a story.
It's so sad that little boy,
The pressure, he
felt the pressure for his dad.
I think what's sad is that boy had that pressure.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't think it's sad that he felt. I think it's bad.
It wasn't
that
his
he
fault.
had
It's
that.
circumstance.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, circumstances. But
Anyway, I guess now that because then they redid all the results, so I think they'll be fine.
they just gave everyone really good results.
Yeah, I know, to solve the problem.
Yeah.
But if mine had gone on my predicted results were so bad that I called my mum when I got my results and said, I passed them all. And she went, "You failed them all. I'm so sorry." Like she was so prepared that I was going to fail them all. And she said, "Oh, don't worry, we'll work it out." And I was like, "No, I passed them all." And she went, "Oh, that's great."
What did you pass well? I can't think you're quite
Not that well. I didn't do any work at all.
Sunil's
And I
clever.
yeah.
No, I didn't do very well.
Did you?
In
Maybe
which
it's either
exams?
most in-
GCSEs.
Yeah.
I got like 5 A's, 4 B's.
Oh, that is quite well.
That's
That's
not as
quite
good
well.
as, like,
Rich is
most-
from a different generation though, so
They were harder
They
when
only
I
had
was.
O-levels,
They were
yeah.
harder. They were really harder.
they were easier because less
You didn't-
people were working in the mines and stuff, and
You
so
had-
they were
they only had
chimney
candles
sweeps. They
then
sent
as well.
children, yeah.
They didn't
everywhere.
even have calculus. Had an abacus
Are
and
you serious?
abacus
yeah.
and just
Quill.
Counting.
fingers.
Quill.
Fingers.
You could use your fingers if you wanted to.
Count.
What, to count on?
Pre-calculator. That was the original calculator. Just count on your fingers. Are you using your fingers? You're cheating in this. It's a no-finger exam. Thank you.
That I'll tell you a time I cried. Only because
Right, here we go. Fucking hell.
it's only cause, right? This is a harrowing story. It's
Great,
cause
that's what we said nothing too sad. Keep it upbeat.
No, I want the sad ones.
No,
This
we
is
want it to
good.
be funny. It's meant
I
to be
want
a
them to be
fun.
really
It could be
God,
funny.
okay.
Look,
Depends how you
I'll
look
tell
at
the
it.
story.
Okay.
You put the
Okay.
slang
All right, well,
on
let's
it.
crack on with
You were
it.
both
Yeah,
professional
just
comedians.
get started
Just
with
put
it.
on,
Yeah,
put
just
do
tell
your
the story.
Professional, semi-professional, artistic integrity.
Amateur. Little League.
Little league, Todd. That's why I'm on the small chair.
Okay, tell your story.
Just do this.
This was a story. This is a story.
To do.
I don't think we're going to
It's
get to do it.
uncontrollable.
We
That's
are.
why we had to do the other episodes before Richard got here because we
this
knew it would be
overrun, yeah.
But anyway, right, one time at school, PE being cancelled, right?
Right.
So we did music instead.
Oh.
Right. Now, like, it was a weird thing they sometimes do. I don't know. Anyway, the teacher was trying to get everyone to sing some song, right? Can't remember. But the boy behind me kept knocking me on the shoulder, so I turned around to see what he wanted. The music teacher saw me do this and said, Todd, you get up here. And then for half an hour, it could sound quite funny, made me sing solo in front of the class.
Half an hour.
Just kept saying, not
No
good
one
enough,
does-
do it again.
What song? What
Deserves that.
song?
Michael Jackson's Beat It.
Are you serious? Half an hour of you singing Michael Jackson's Beat It.
I can't,
That's nonsense. Come on.
I can't remember what
This
this
is a
song.
made up memory.
Michael
This is a
Jackson.
true.
That wasn't out when you were at school either.
You know what it was? It was that old Joel Aducci song, Shut Up Your Face, and that's where,
You didn't.
that's where I got my
The pepper grinder.
that's where I got my first. I
Right,
actually
so that
have
wasn't a sad story at all.
Okay, that's not a
It
true
wa-
story.
Oh no,
it's not
but
a sad story.
wait.
He's got
Yeah.
Oh no, he's
Wait.
got one now. He's got one.
I
Harriet.
did. After the lesson,
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
burst out crying.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Right,
then you were
Harriet,
crying
do your
and
sad story,
singing.
please.
You know
I can't do your sad story.
The thing was, when I sat back down on my seat, all the other kids shouted encore, and they were flowing little origami flowers on the stage.
This is a dream. This is
No,
a dream.
fever
This
dream.
is a
But
fever
it was
dream.
all right. But it's weird having some kids comfort you about your performance. Richard, it wasn't that bad. My first, it was basically my first. I guess it might be the thing that made me a comedian.
God. Oh, please.
Okay, this is the part of the podcast where I say a sad story to try and make Sunil feel something.
And
Okay,
Richard.
and
Well,
Richard
I've
maybe.
done 2
You've got-
corkers.
Yeah, but they didn't make me feel
we've-
anything.
You've made him feel rage.
This is worse than the story she tells.
No, this is a good story, okay?
All right.
Rod Stewart discovered he had a daughter after his pal recognised her big nose.
How is that a sad story?
It is sad because, listen to it. The rocker was told by bandmates. So, Rod Stewart found out he had a daughter only after she showed up at a recording studio one random day. So, just a random day. The rocker was told by bandmates that the girl had strikingly similar features to him, including similar dimples and a big nose. So, she turned up and she asked to meet him. And then he said, she's got a distinctive hooter. And then he
didn't say
discovered...
that. He did not say that.
No, his friend said it.
I
His
think
friend
Rod
said...
Stewart might say that, isn't he?
Well, he wouldn't say that could be my daughter. She's got a big hooter.
He's Scottish.
Jim said it. Who's Jim?
His mate.
Jim Cregan, the guitarist, said
Jim,
it.
yeah, you know his mate. Who's Jim? Sunil, his mate. Like you're a big pal of Rod Stewart and his
His
friends.
bandmate. He said his bandmate.
All right.
Rod Stewart's biggest fan in the corner. Rod then discovered she was the product of an affair he had when he was an 18-year-old starting out in the music business, and he mentioned the affair in his hit song Maggie May. So we were in the same story again, and this girl, and she wants to come in, and they go and have a look, will you? I don't know anything about this. So he goes out, and she's got a massive hooter. It's just the same thing again. I take one look at her, and I think, oh God, okay. So I go back in the room, and I say, to break it to you, mate, either she's had plastic surgery or she's a dead ringer. It turned out it was a Maggie May story. The daughter from that relationship was adopted. They were only kids. Maggie, she wasn't really a Maggie, of course. And Rod was just 18, so they put this girl up for adoption. And at 21, she was allowed to find out who her father was. And then it was Rod Stewart. And then everyone said she had a big nose.
Why is
What
it
a
sad?
horrible...
Why
That's
is it
so
sad?
sad.
That's really
Who's
nice.
it
She's
sad
just found
for?
her
Is it
dad and
sad for the
everyone's like,
girl?
look at
That's
that nose.
Is it sad? The story of sad for the girl.
I
She was
think it's
pointing
sad
to
for
her-
everybody.
Rod Stewart, right? Whenever he goes on tour around the world, he books 2 hotel rooms, one for him and one for his model railway.
That is
I
sad.
thought you were going to say his model wife. I don't know why.
He
But
does
it's
have a
nice
model
that he's
wife
got a
and a
model
model
railway.
railway. Yeah.
He spends his time just painting little models. And
Absolute waste of time.
But what? But
he's got
in the
one of
same hotel, I take it.
Yeah, he's got one of the biggest, best model railways in the world.
So he doesn't book a room for
So
his
he
daughter.
carries
That
it
he
around-
doesn't. He just.
But he takes his model railway on tour. I don't think it can be that good if you
Whereas
can
the
carry
bits,
it
the
around.
bits of it that he's working on at the time, like painting.
But that's that big.
yeah, but he needs
How
a whole
big
room.
is his
He just
model
takes a whole
railway?
room.
Unless he sits in it, it's a really big car, so he drives around.
Don't ask me. It's in the news.
The
Is
news.
it
It's
not
in the news at the
news?
moment.
Not the news.
Rod Stewart Model Railway Hotel.
Model railway hotel.
But what about his daughter with the big nose?
Rod Stewart Model Railways.
I think Sunil's current search answers.
I am right. Rod Stewart reveals his epic model railway city. Oh my!
Why wouldn't you show us? Why are you turning it away?
I've got to do face rec.
Oh yeah. Didn't work. Didn't recognise your
No, I
face.
didn't recognise. Yeah, I'm just looking at a video of it.
Wow. Okay.
This is good. This is good for the listeners. Must be.
Well,
having a
you
whale
should
of a
take my
time.
word for it. Rod Stewart has got a model railway.
What would you do if a girl turned up? So right now, and then she knocked at the door, and then we went out and we went. She's hiccuping and farting at the same time. It's got to be Richard's daughter. It could only
If
be
it,
Richard's
would-
daughter.
when did I have her?
21 years
She's
ago?
21, so 21 years ago.
I'm just trying to decide
It's possible.
who I've been going out with at the time.
No, we're not. There's not really.
Oh, hold on.
No, she's got your features.
You're fine. It's not. It's fine. Don't worry. No
Look,
panic.
if you pull that curtain back and the girl, if you pull the curtain back and the girl comes in, hiccuping, farting, and laughing, I think I'd be so ashamed.
Of your own daughter.
No, why would you be ashamed? You. That's what you do.
I don't do it on a daily basis. It's not my morning workout. I don't.
Well-
What did Rod do? That's the question. Did he say, "I'll come on back to the hotel room. I've got. You can sleep
I'm
with
not
my
gonna-
railway."
I don't know. It doesn't really say, but this was a long time ago. And oh no, the thing was she was a bit annoying about it, and a newspaper found out, and they flew her to America. And then a paparazzi sat in the bushes waiting to take a picture of the reunion, and Rod was very grumpy with her for doing that.
He was grumpy.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
very
think
grumpy.
Rod. To be
I
fair,
don't think they know what they're writing
I
about
don't
again.
think Rod really. It is a sad story for her in a way,
Yeah,
but
I
then
think
maybe
so.
she was just trying to exploit it because she's got foster
She's not
parents.
trying to exploit it.
Why?
Her and a big hooter.
She did write. She did travel to America with a paparazzi in a bush.
Are you
Yeah,
just
that-
on her side because she's got a big nose?
What is that supposed to mean?
Harriet, was that girl you?
On that note,
On that note, we've come to the end of the episode. We all
Richard,
know I'm Rod
any-
Stewart's daughter now. The secret is out at last.
make sure you follow Richard on Instagram. He's doing the drawings.
Yeah,
doing the drawings.
What's your Instagram handle?
Richard Todd.
Richard Todd. You can find him there. Very good drawings. Please share and subscribe the podcast. Join us on Patreon. It's very fun and it will keep this podcast going if you want to give us a little bit of support. And there's lots of extra bonus content, including us doing a mood board.
Vision board.
Vision board is what we want for our futures.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Both of them are absolutely bleak. Thank you so much for listening.
Bye.
Goodbye.